Oh, hello. Well done. You're just in time to join me for coffee. Perfect. Um, how'd you like yours? Right. Well, here we are down at the hangar, and as my very good friend JM knows, I spend an awful lot of time down here having coffee and lunch with a glass of wine. And hello, happy Aussie Bunker Dude. Yes, so this is a hangout, isn't it? I suppose, as I promised you, after you did me that lovely shed party, and yeah, we're all mic'd up again, as you can see. I'm sorry about the length of the lead, but anyway, now pay no attention to this old fellow that's sitting here. That's not me. This is just someone that comes in from time to time, and I've decided to humour him. No, no, I've got dark hair, and I'm much younger and much more handsome, of course. So we've got a new ride coming up. Now, this is the second part of the autumnal ride where we left you, if you remember, at that junction. Now, were we going to go left or were we going to go right? Well, in fact, we decided to go left because it said Sedbergh. I didn't recognise the other two places. Now, unfortunately, they would have been that would have been the right road, of course. So we ended up along a very short bit and ended up on the main road, which I didn't want. I wanted to go cross country a bit more. However, we then turned up a little road and we were heading off, and I could call this In Search of the Northwest Passage. Now, that's something from my school days. I remember that they were in search of the Northwest Passage, which was around the north end of Canada. Which of course we now know gets covered with ice all the time. They never did find it, did they? But so anyway, the idea is to find our way down past the place called Fox's Pulpit, down through that farm, which we couldn't go on before because there was something parked in the way. Because I knew there was a road, and but I was thwarted by the parked vehicle. However, we shall find out whether we actually find the road and where it leads us. So join us for that ride after we've had our coffee. So cheers for the coffee, and just enjoy it. And we'll join you later. Thank you. Oh, thanks for joining me again on this second part of this ride. And no, we're not calling it In Search of the Northwest Passage. We're just calling it Autumnal Rides Part 2. And as you can see, it's even wetter up here, isn't it, than it was on that first part of the ride. Absolutely dreadful. But then we are quite a bit further north. This whole ride actually has been an absolute delight. I mean, look at the lovely colours over there on the Howell Gills and up this lane. Absolutely beautiful. It's just one of those. It's almost a through leaves ride. This. I thought you'd appreciate that. It really is through leaves, wet leaves. So yes, we're off in search of the way through that farm up near Fox's Pulpit that we rode back in the summer, and then we were stopped by a vehicle, and it looked like we'd just gone into a farmer's yard. But I should have pressed on. I should have squeezed past that lorry, shouldn't I? And found my way through. So anyway, we'll see where this takes us. We're running along this lovely little road. It's so quiet, isn't it? It's an absolute delight. Do you know, I just love these rides. Love being out on these lovely little roads. And I realise now that in the past I denied myself riding along these on the bikes of the past. But then I suppose it's as time, the passage of time. I mean, I suppose the reason I like this is because I did so much cycling on these sort of roads, and that's what I was determined to do, was to relive the cycle rides that my wife, my late wife, and myself used to enjoy so much, all over the country, all over the UK, and we used to take our bikes on top of my Beetle. This is travel up and camp, and with these two bikes up on the top, upside down on the roof rack, and they used to waggle about a bit. And then later we got a couple of Brompton folding bicycles, and we actually used to ride off on those, and we did a little touring in Wales on those Bromptons. That was bed and breakfast, but that was so expensive to do, so we decided in the end to get a VW camper, and we took the bikes in the VW camper and we used to cycle off from there. Anyway, it's all past. We're now living in new memories. Lovely those older memories are, and yes, so thoroughly enjoying this new era of my life. This little hunter is just running sweetly again, or still I should say, as this is part 2. And yeah, I was so pleased. I was so pleased too that you seemed to enjoy my little introduction. I have to say that was my very first attempt at anything quite like that, talking to a larger audience. I've done it for my my good friend JM, just a little hello from the hangar, and which she enjoyed, and so I thought, well, why not give it a go? And, if ER can do it, as I say, an Exeter rider, then so can I. And Martin Trafford, of course, he does a nice one. So yes, hello Martin. Good to know that you watch these. It's good to know that you all watch them actually, because although this is a very small channel, size isn't everything, is it? Alex Bleary View. Hello Alex. Yes. So anyway, we're off up along this bit, and it's so changed, I have to say, from the summer ride that we did, and but it's absolute beautiful actually. I think in some ways it is more beautiful than the summer ride, but that's just me. I hope you think so too. The colours are just stunning, aren't they? This rain has really brought all these colours out, which often does. During the summer it all looks a bit blown maybe. Spring and autumn, they're my favourites. So we're now up along the top road, which will take us towards Fox's Pulpit, and then down, hopefully, to that farm, and that will lead us down to that I hope will be the road from Kendal to Sedbergh. That's the plan, and then, if my map is correct, and it should be, it's an Ordnance Survey map, although it's a bit out of date now, across the other side there's another little lane which takes us right across country and ends up back on that B road that we rode up. And if you remember, I said that that little lane up there looks interesting, and that will take us back across country. Well, that's what we're going to be trying to find eventually, so we'll give that a go too. If you remember in the last episode of this, I was talking about that Northern Commando and the Interceptor, the 750 and 850 twin cylinders in the rubber-mounted frame, and well, I decided that I wasn't actually going to buy one of these Interceptors, was I? Despite the very great appeal of them. For a start, I don't have the space. And I just can't see myself riding one now, but I decided that I would get the book. So on Oxfam Books Online, which I regularly scan the pages of, so to speak, they always have some brilliant books, motorcycling books as well as other books. My Rupert annuals all came from there, by the way. For those interested, if you want a Rupert annual, that's the place to go. And so yes, they had not only the book of the Northern Commando and Interstates, a portfolio it's called, and they always tell you what condition it's in, and you can send it back, of course, for free if you're not really happy with the condition of it. So that's coming, the book of the Northern Commando and the Interstate. But also I noticed on there they had a book of the Greaves motorcycles. Now, I don't know why it is, I've always had this fascination for Greaves. I suppose it's from my days of watching motocross, or scrambling as we called it, on television, and going to scrambles with a good friend of mine, Dougie Waller, that I used to work with when I was an apprentice. He used to race scrambles, a BSA B33, which he used to run on methanol, and he's machined off all the fins, for virtually all the fins on the cylinder, and so that it run a bit hotter, because methanol, when it's running on methanol, it runs very cool, and that gave him about as much power as a B33 scrambles machine, the B34 scrambles, hardly tuned, and it was much cheaper, of course. Yeah, so I used to go with him and another chap that I used to work with, Melvin, and we used to go to these scrambles meets together. He used to have a Ford Thames. Do you remember the Ford Thames vans? When you went up hills, the windscreen wipers almost stopped because they were run off the vacuum on the carburetor, and when you went downhill, they went like mad. Oh, what a design! Typical Ford. Anyway, we used to go to these scrambles meets, and I think mainly the reason why, partly it was to share the cost, but also he liked having company. But also, of course, if he got injured, if he fell off in the mud, Melvin could drive the van back for him. I couldn't drive in those days. I didn't pass my driving test. I was never interested in driving a car. Didn't pass my driving test until I was getting on for 21, I think it must have been. Yeah, I remember it well. Anyway, still don't enjoy driving a car. Much rather be riding two wheels. So we must be getting quite close to this farm, shouldn't we? There's an awful lot of wet about, isn't there? Anyway, the greaves, yes, there's a lot of the greaves, and I always liked those. That and the dot, the devoid of trouble, it was what dot meant, and they were made in near Manchester, apparently, and of course I lived in the south then, so the north was an unknown quantity to me. Not now, of course, I know it very well. More water, look at that, oh, lovely getting through that water. Ah, people. The first people we've seen, isn't it? They're exercising their dog. Now I apologise, a wee bit of flare on the camera lens. This is because my camera is a little bit too high and the mirrors are reflecting onto the lens. So anyway, I've sorted that now, so fear not, we shall have a bit better quality audio and video. Well, the audio's alright, but the video is a bit iffy. Ah, I think I can see that farm ahead. Down there. Can I? Maybe not. You've probably got better eyesight than me, you can probably see it. It does look, yeah, no, I think that is the farm. Yeah, we're coming up to the farm. So we'll see what we can see. It's all looking a bit gritty and mucky, isn't it? So we're definitely approaching a farm. It's a good job we're on Spitfire, the bike that loves to get mucky, isn't it? Well, there's someone there for some grit. This obviously gets very bad in the winter, as you might imagine. More of those pesky flies. Yeah, here's the farm. Is there going to be a lorry there? Oh no, we're all clear. So yeah, it looks like the road goes on, doesn't it? And there's a bit of a gate across the road too. Oh, farms in the wet. So mucky. Looks like there've been a few animals across here too. Easy does it. Lovely stone walls though. What a lovely bit of countryside this is. I feel myself so fortunate to be up here now. And do you know, it wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for my wife. I mean, we were living in the south of England in a place called Petersfield, Hampshire. And gosh, that was an expensive place to live. If you wanted any work done, told them where you were, they doubled the price immediately. So Yeah, we realised we could never afford to live down there in retirement. So, a bit of a search on the internet, and here we are. Well, here I am now. Dry just here. All farm buildings. Nice little rundown, isn't it? More salt and grit. Look at that gate. Saddlebags would stop there, wouldn't he, and have a little gateway with a view, I expect. It's got quite a good view too. Ooh, this does run down nicely, doesn't it? This would be a lovely ride actually if you came up the other way, which I shall now do, I think, because we shall know where this comes out, won't we? And the old hunter will be thumping away, coming up here. That'd be absolutely wonderful to do. Look forward to that. So fortunate to be living up here now in the south of England. So much quieter. We may get the wet, we may get the cold, but my goodness, we got the lovely quieter roads and fantastic landscape. Not that the south doesn't have its moments. Hampshire is a very leafy county, and yes, I lived down there for many years, 60 years, and but no, it's nice to be up here, I must say. You just got to put some decent wet weather clothing on, dress up warm as I am at the moment. Yes, I've slipped my quilted layers into my riding jacket now and trousers, and here we are at the main road. Well, bless me, look at that. This is where it comes out then, and by the looks of it, that road across the other side, that's the lane we need to take if we want to go across country. Oh, well, thanks very much for watching this one, and I hope to see you again soon for another ride. Bye for now.